Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, yeah, pretty sure y'all seen the Trump and Joe Biden debate yesterday. Yeah, you know, CNN went on a whole cleanup after the debate was over and stuff to, clean up Joe Biden and make him look a little more than what he was. For sure they did. You know, he was anywhere from losing his voice to being sick to, having all sorts of issues, not being there, and you just name it, they came up with to say he was going through in the sense of what it is, to give him excuses. But who cares, right? All we care about as Aboriginal Negroes is where the resources at, where reparations at, where the bill passed for protection against hate crimes at for our people. That's what we care about. How to curb the poverty that we are under, being in ghetto slums and hoods based off of the race riots and the massacres and genocides of our forefathers and our ancestors. That's what we care about. How to save our babies from mass incarceration based off of lack of resources and opportunity in our communities based off of us not having any more small black owned businesses to be able to hire our own people and self-empower ourselves. That's what we worried about. Because see, crime is based off of not having. And they don't want to put the two together. Crime and poverty. Poverty and crime intertwined together makes what we have today in our reality when it comes to our communities. And that's done on purpose. We are tired of having to go knock on Latinos' doors, Mexican doors, Asians' doors, Arabs' doors, white colonizers' doors to get jobs and careers when we should be hiring our own because we have businesses to hire them. But every time under this United States government, the greatest criminal empire the world has seen, every time we set up our infrastructure in our community, have businesses, they always got tore down and destroyed by white supremacists, by this system. A lot of times, most of the time, violently, with riots, looting, and massacring of our people. And we haven't got no type of restitution for that in the form of any type of land or money given back to the bloodlines of our people that suffered that. Not to mention the many years we was under redlining where the banks still to this day, quiet as kept, allegedly, won't give our people loans to open up small businesses in our communities, nor be able to go and turn those ugly abandoned houses into livable houses by giving us loans for housing. And because of it, our people, our children are growing up impoverished in impoverished communities that we call ghetto slums and hoods, still having to survive, knowing that there's no real opportunity for them based off of them not being able to go get jobs or careers from their own people and being denied by all other nations, quiet as kept, and then being marketed by mainstream media stating that we don't want to work and we don't want to have jobs and we're lazy. How can a people who did slavery for years building a country for free be lazy? How about sick and tired of being sick and tired? How about that? How about that reality for what has been done to us, but yet still y'all want more? Well, how about we don't want to give more to everybody else? We want to give more to ourselves, and in turn, we internalizing all the trauma that we have been through and suffering that we have been through to where it's pretty much self-destruction within ourselves based off of the reality of not having to be able to turn to anyone to get any type of restitution or justice for the crimes against humanity done to us. Thus, stuck in a perpetual state of impoverishment based off of force and trickery of a system that won't allow us to get ahead. How about that? But yet we allow them to demonize our children, our young adults, and then we internalize that and then take on that form of demonization and do it to ourselves. Such pity, such sickness, such hatred, that this is woven in for anti-black hatred to where we done drunk that spoiled cup of juice to be able to point the finger at ourselves as if it's us controlling the resources that'll bring us up out of poverty. Well, we're not. When you drive around our communities, you don't see abundant black-owned businesses like you see in the brown communities or the Asian communities or any other community. You see abandoned buildings and abandoned houses in our community. Thus, people who have to still survive, just like Jessica Ramos said, allegedly, in New York, doing survival work, and in turn criminalized for doing that survival work, knowing that the system has failed them, with a history to prove that the system has failed them. So no, I'm not moved by the debate from nowhere. The debate sound like the same old rhetoric that I've been hearing since I've been born to this earth. Literally. Where nothing ever is going to change for our people. And we're tired of it. So tired of it to where now it's time to do something different. Time to think different. Time to stand up and start pushing out real men and women that really want to stand for their people and stand for justice in this injustice that we are under. So that way we can move things for our babies and grandbabies, for our future to look better than ghettos, slums, and hoods. And we ain't going to get it trying to count on them. Because at this point, they done showed us they got money for everybody. They can help every other nation that don't have melon when it comes to support with money. But when it comes to us, we get speed bumps in our community. We'll get a library. We'll get nice writing on the wall and some painting. We'll get a good conversation and some chucking and jiving. But for some reason, we don't get what's owed to us by law. We don't get what's owed to us by their justice and the world's justice department. When they say crimes against humanity has been done to a people, the wrong must be written in the form of being judged to be corrected. And they won't do that. This is an unjust government and an unjust and unjust people that's all around us and all other nations looking down on us to keep us at bare minimum. You ask me, it's because they're afraid because they can't compete with us. They're afraid that they can't stand on their own 2 feet with us when we get an equal opportunity and an equal shot. So therefore, they don't want to give us what they owe us by law, because they know if the race is equal, then we're going to dominate the race, and they know that. They know that if we control the school curriculums and programs for our own minds, for our children, they know that we'll breed geniuses, so they won't let us control the curriculum. They seem to know the same thing that I say right now, and that is they can't compete. They can't compete, so they'll keep us way in the back, chasing them on an uneven, unlawful race that they control and manipulate and use trickery to stay ahead, while we stay in the back based off of these tricks. And that's just what it is. Because if it wasn't that, then why won't they allow us to have justice so that way we can pull ourselves up out of these ghetto slums and hood and this poverty that they got us under? Because they already know they can't compete. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.